Time for big justice. Hillary Clinton is just now sending back those dirty campaign dollars from former fugitive fundraiser Norman Shue. He was allegedly warned about his shady operations back in June. The New York Daily News and the New York Post both reporting that a California businessman sent a warning email to the California Democratic Party, which was then forwarded on to the Clinton campaign. In the email, he wrote, "There is a significant probability that a man using the name Norman Shue is running a Ponzi scheme," which is a crime. "The math does not work." One Clinton staffer, who incidentally no longer works for the campaign, wrote back to the party saying the dirty donor was completely legit. That was before Shue was arrested last week. The mega fundraiser is now being investigated for allegedly violating election laws. So, how will this money scandal play in her presidential campaign? With me now, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Shue had bundled $850,000, which is a lot of money. There can't be any more than 20 people like that for any particular campaign.
He was the largest bundler for any campaign for president this year. And a bundler is a person who literally collects checks from colleagues, since the federal statute, the McCain-Feingold Act, doesn't let you contribute more than $2,300. So he gets 400 people, and they each give a check for $2,300, and he hands all these checks over to Hillary Clinton.
Now, the Clinton people evidently knew about it, knew that he might be a problem. They also had gotten a warning from her personally. Watch out for donors with problems. I don't want to have this kind of trouble. Why'd they ignore it?
They ignored it because they have a voracious appetite for cash. One family from among the bundlers, named the Paws, P-A-W, contributed 155 times $200,000, total of $200,000 and 155 contributions. Let me tell you about the Paws. The head of the household is a mailman. He makes $49,000 a year. They live in a 1,200 square foot house that is directly underneath the flight path of planes to the San Francisco International Airport in a very blue-collar neighborhood. One would think that someone in the Clinton campaign would say, how could these people come up with $200,000 over the years?
Shue Hill cash scandal. Why did she ignore the warnings, or why did her staff?
Well, her staff ignored the warnings because she has a voracious appetite for cash, and she apparently doesn't care where it comes from. She and her husband have a pattern of financial relationships with Asian people that usually result in a lot of something coming back to them, like speaking fees to her husband, like contributions to her husband's library in Arkansas. The question here is, what was the quid pro quo? What did Mr. Shue ask for, or what does he expect to get from a President Hillary Clinton? He's facing 15 years in jail for a crime that he was convicted of in a federal court in California, and then he fled to Hong Kong. He was just arrested for that crime last week. He was convicted in 1992.
Is the suggestion here that the Paw family, who contributed 4 times the head of the household's annual salary,
right,
that it wasn't their money at all?
Correct.
That it was Shue's money? Correct. Or somebody else's money?
That's the implication. If that's the case, it's a federal crime for Mr. Shue to give somebody cash and to have them give him back a check made payable to the campaign, and the campaign knows full well what the federal campaign laws permit and what they don't permit.
Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, thank you very much. We'll keep watching this story.